As you can probably tell, I'm a little bit of a James Bond fan, so naturally I've been eagerly awaiting the long overdue release of the 25th film in the 007 franchise, No Time to Die. But I do have my reservations. I mean, usually when a film touts itself as the epic conclusion to anything, it could be an epic fail. And with a massive runtime of 2 hours and 43 minutes, making it by far the longest offering in the 50-plus year history of the series, there's a lot of room in there for some pretty major missteps. I think we can agree that the Daniel Craig era has been a little hit or miss. Casino Royale was fantastic. Quantum of Solace, maybe not so much. Skyfall was epic, and Spectre might have been a bit of a reach. But overall, what we've seen in these last 5 films that was lacking in the previous 20 was some big boy storytelling. Craig's 007 has seen emotional complexity, character depth, and moral ambiguity just not found in the Bond of old. This is not your father's James Bond. Craig is vulnerable, both emotionally and physically. He thinks and feels, he's conflicted, his hair gets messed up, he bleeds. And all of this serves to seriously up the ante when he faces mortal danger.
Okay.
No Time to Die plays as a pretty straight-ahead sequel to Spectre, with Christoph Waltz reprising his role as Ernst Stavro Blofeld and Léa Seydoux returning as Madeleine, the only Bond love interest to appear in multiple films. But this movie draws a lot from a pretty unlikely predecessor.
Only your skills die with your body. And life is all about leaving something behind, isn't it?
No Time to Die is a love letter to On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which I have long said would be the greatest Bond film ever made if only Sean Connery hadn't refused to do it. From music cues lifted directly from the original score to visual and dialogue callbacks, and even a resurrection of Louis Armstrong's poignant theme, We've Got All the Time in the World, No Time to Die points back to the first and possibly only time James Bond showed us a glimmer of depth with the tragic death of his new bride, Tracy. It serves to remind us that maybe this new Bond isn't a novel creation, but a rebirth of a character who's been there all along, but just got lost in the sea of Connery womanizing, Roger Moore camp, and a complete lack of identity that marked the Dalton and Brosnan years. James Bond has finally grown up. From the plaintive strains of Billie Eilish's haunting theme song through massive set pieces and a first ever use of that iconic barrel shot in the movie, to Daniel Craig's final ride off into the sunset, No Time to Die is a virtually perfect conclusion to a Bond era that's admittedly flawed, but utterly fantastic. You know, I stayed through the end credits, waiting for those 4 reassuring little words that have been there since I was a kid. And I'm happy to report that James Bond will return. And I, for one, am really excited to see what that's going to look like.
If we don't do this, there will be nothing left to save.
I have to finish this.
You ever flown like this?
Nope.